What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, once again with the queen of the Florida men, the breaker of motorcycles, mother of frogs, Shay Lacey, aboard the Milquetoast Pacific Coast. I'm hopping on the mail order glide, the Bangkok bagger, with some dad ventures that we're hoping to get in before it starts pouring on us, because I'm hungry and Shay's taking me to get some hipster food and we might get rained on.
All right, here's the problem. Windshields, especially in the rain and the heat, are a double-edged sword, because just a little bit of rain, if it's just a little bit more than this, all of a sudden you cannot see where you're going whatsoever. All of a sudden you take rain coupled with 95-degree heat, coupled with 100% humidity, and all of a sudden I want to just rip this windshield right off when summertime comes around. I know some of the Goldwing guys out there gotta have some solutions for me, and they're like little vents you can put on the side or something like that. Does anybody know what those are called? Like direct some airflow at you so we're not just sitting here boiling in our own juicers like a delicious glizzy rolling on a gas station hot. Well, now I want a hot dog. I don't know if they're gonna have hot dogs where we're going. It's a hipster place. Man, hipster places should have hot dogs though. Aren't hot dogs coming back? Will Pickfords have a glizzy? Will Pickfords have a hot dog on the menu? I don't care who you are. Everyone wants to say hot dogs are gross. Man, I don't care, dude. I love hot dogs. I'm a red-blooded American. I love me a little sleeve full of pig parts. No gloves, you're in trouble. Number one, baby. Don't you forget it. I got my gloves on. That means I'm safe. That means I deserve to live, baby. I know Shay's gonna get lit up in the comments for not wearing gloves, but we're constantly getting lit up for not wearing the proper gear. What I always think is so funny is someone's always like, man, I hope you crash because you're not wearing any gear and you freaking get a bunch of road rash. You turn into a road crayon and blah, blah. I'm like, man, why would you wish someone who's not wearing as much gear to crash? Like, if I'm gonna pick someone to crash, wouldn't it be someone who's wearing all the protective gear? Like, why don't you wish I don't crash? That'd be a lot more helpful. Baby, from pooter to snooter. I like the whole pig. Oh man, now they gotta have a hot dog on the menu. I don't know, maybe it's just dick-shaped foods. Pickles, hot dogs, corn dogs. What can I say? I'm just very confident in my sexuality, and I don't mind eating a dick-shaped food in public. I will look you dead in the eye while eating a banana, all right? It just doesn't bother me. I don't know why, man. Although I gotta tell you, if you can't eat a elongated wiener-shaped food in public, whether it be a corn dog, a glizzy, a banana, or a pickle, if you can't do that in public, I think you're the one with the problem, not me. Pickford's, baby. I was so pleasantly surprised with this place, and Shay told me they change the menu every time. So I'll tell you, a place that changes the menu all the time, call it hipster all you want. I dig that. That takes a lot of work.
We've been here in hipster heaven for minutes, and Shay Lacey has already found an egg, which I couldn't say no to either, because I love egg. Little known fact, or actually a lot known fact, because it's hit all the time, I eat the same breakfast every morning. 3 eggs and half an avocado, as cooked by the one and only Shay Lacey. One day when we don't live together anymore, I don't know what I'm going to do. Just probably never eat breakfast again. Yo, usually I'm not impressed by a candle, but these are kind of speaking to me. This one too. Let me tell you something about old Shadetree Surgeon. He's a lover, not a fighter, all right? When I say I'm a lover, I mean I fall in love 6 times before I get out of bed in the morning. Pickford is always going to be a win in my book, because not only can you get brunch, but you can get a beer. And anytime you can have brunch and a beer, you're doing all right. All right, old Shay Lacey got the smothered potatoes, and let me tell you, I thought I wasn't going to be able to find a hot dog, but baby, we did it. Pickford's did not disappoint. Delicious. All right, I'm gonna give these taters a try. I've never met a potato I didn't like, unless it was a sweet potato. Get out of here with that crap, dude.
Sweet potatoes are so good.
No, potatoes aren't candy.
Canceled. Shadetree Surgeon
No.
hates sweet potatoes.
You know, I hate sweet potatoes, but I love yams. Delicious. We're up here at Pickford's, and I just ordered a second hot dog and a second beer from Bianca over here. And this is why Pickford's is great, and they're full of great people, is she didn't blink twice at me or judge me at all. Or if she is judging me, she's doing a really good job of hiding it. Because let me tell you what, baby, that hot dog was so freaking good, I could not do it twice.
And if you're a girl, honestly, you just wish a man had 2 hot dogs.
Delicious.
Double dogging it at Pickford's, baby. You know what? I like a place that doesn't judge you for eating a hot dog and having a beer and then saying that was so goddamn good. I'm going to order another beer and another hot dog and just do it again. Hot dogs and beer, the sequel, baby. Back to back. All right, I've got Shay's iced coffee precariously balanced here. I don't know how it is that women just like, they have beverages for extended periods of time over the entire day. Like, if I have a beverage, it's gone in like freaking 5 minutes. Pickford's definitely become one of our go-to places here in Tampa. Absolutely love that place. We got a box full of donuts. We got Shay's iced coffee. Shaylisi has her egg safely ensconced in her overalls over there because she still is too afraid to open up the back of her PC800 because there's almost month-old coffee kind of lying in there. But hey, you know, I've swept worse things under the rug, so I'm not judging. It looks like it's about to rain. We're dealing with 5 o'clock traffic. I think it's about time to head back to the fort and reconnoiter inside our little AC bubble that is our home. Let me tell you, you know you love Florida, and baby, I love Florida. I love this weird, bizarre, shady, unsafe state so freaking much, where you're endangered any given time from alligators and possums and panthers and black bears and bath salts crazed hobos hungry for human flesh. But come on, I love this state. I love where we live. I love Florida. And let me tell you, you got to really love Florida in the summertime because it's about 95 degrees, 100% humidity. And when it's not 100% humidity, it's 100% raining and still 95 degrees. And you're getting eaten to death by mosquitoes. But we might have something for the mosquitoes. Maybe. Let's get home and do that. You look at that. You can't beat that smooth ride of a gull wing. Coffee unspilled, although the ice is gone. We're still in Florida. Hey, Drake. Who's the best boy? It's Drake. That's who's the best boy.
What about those people that have like the mind palace?
That is called super remembers.
That's not a fucking word.
I'm not fucking
Super rememberers?
something like
I could write a fucking textbook.
something. Super memory. Okay, that's what it's called.
Super rememberers.
That's not that fucking far off. If someone has super memory,
It's just the
they would be
alliteration
a
of it.
super rememberer.
Okay, that just,
Okay,
I just,
it's called a super recognizer. My bad.
Super.
also sounds made up as fuck.
Or imagine like you grew up in a really shitty household and you remember all your traumas super well.
Super trauma.
Sounds like it would make you super sad. I'm just sad and I can't remember stuff anyway, dude. At least, I wish I could at least remember some shit. All right, here's the deal. Yes, sometimes I make impulse buys, and by sometimes, I mean I do it all the time. This one's not really my fault though. This is 100% Shaylisi's fault because she called me from upstairs as she was editing a video and I was drunk. That was her first mistake, is telling me something when I'm drunk. And she says, walk outside. I was drunk. Walk outside right now, there's a bat in the backyard. And I walked outside and there was an adorable bat swooping around our backyard eating mosquitoes all by himself. And literally seconds later I was on Amazon and I ordered a bat house. So now I have this bat house to put up and there better be a bat in it because the last thing I put up was this bird feeder and these fuckos won't even eat out of it. Ungrateful pieces of crap is what birds are. And look, you see that in there? I even was super nice and I put some tortilla strips in there for Cinco de Mayo for the birds to enjoy so they could have a happy Cinco de Mayo too. And those fuckos have not come eating a single seed out of my bird feeder. And I thought I was gonna be standing here in my kitchen enjoying the sights of the native Florida songbirds as they come and pick their delicacies, their holiday themed delicacies like Cinco de Mayo tortilla strips out of the bird feeder, and not a single one is here. So bats, if there's not a bat in that bat house right away, bats are on notice now too, okay? I'm just making enemies up and down the block.
Day 2, Brapstar Garage, the sequel. Welcome to the gun show. Whew. I will tell you, I actually always love going to the gun show. It's pretty much always a good time. You can talk bad about it if you want, but I really don't care. I'm not going to get political. Sorry, guys, I don't watch sports. I actually got kind of a weird relationship with firearms, in so much that when I was younger, I used to go hunting every weekend. I used to shoot competitively, actually. When I say I shot competitively, I did the fun stuff like action pistol and action shotgun, where you like run through a course and there's the little like metal things held up, and like, oh, this one's a hostage and this one's the bad guy. And the place I went and shot at, the Wyoming Antelope Club, used to really have an awesome course. But I also did the nerd shit, and you guys who shot competitively, you'll know about the nerd shit. Like, everybody wants to be a cool guy and do cowboy shooting, or have your 1911 and do match shooting and run through the course, but the real nerd shit for you guys is rifle and pistol 22 wad cutters, kneeling, standing, and prone on those little tiny targets where a wad cutter cuts out exactly the bullseye. And there's 10 bullseyes, there's 10 things on every target, and when you get done shooting, the judges take a magnifying glass to see if you were outside of the exact amount the wad cutter could cut out of the bullseye by even a freaking millimeter. And if you're outside of it by even a millimeter, it didn't count. A really great setup. Most of the really fine-tuned target stuff like that was all 22, which it's what's funny is, you know, everybody wants to have a big dick and be like, I shoot 45 or whatever it is with these big rounds, but when you're shooting like really small precision target stuff, it's not about the round. You want to use the cheapest round possible because you're shooting tons of them, and it's about the pinpoint accuracy, not about who makes the loudest noise out there. I had a really great setup. I had a Ruger 1022 rifle that I had set up really well, and a Mark II for my pistol. I absolutely loved them, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And I eventually got out of shooting guns just because, to be totally honest with you, it was the people. I love firearms. I love competitive shooting. I had an absolutely great time doing it. But as I got older, I don't know, things changed, and just a lot of the people involved in the gun scene and the shooting scene just were not my people. I didn't really like them. I didn't get along with them, and I still loved guns, but the people kind of ruined it for me, so I got out of it. But at the end of the day, I still like guns. It is kind of weird because I haven't been to the range in forever. I went from shooting, you know, several times a week, going hunting every single weekend, to, gosh, I probably haven't fired a firearm, and I think the last time I did, we were in a video, we went to Jenna's property and I shot a gun there, but before that, God, it's probably been over a decade. I can probably count the number of times I've discharged a firearm in the last 15 years on one hand. And even though we are in the market for a carry weapon for Shay, there's a whole bunch of other reasons to go to the gun show, and that's beef jerky and batons and switchblades and all that other dumb redneck stuff, those dumb redneck impulse buys, like those cheapo, crappy Italian switchblades and stupid batons and brass knuckles, all that stuff that I'll never carry with me and I'll never use, and I'd never use it another person anyway, but I'm a dumb redneck and I just like to buy it. The gun show, that's where you go for that kind of stuff. You guys charging for bikes? Haha, thank you much, lady. I didn't even think she was sure she was charging for bikes, but she just waved us on through. Appreciate ya. You guys got bike parking up front? I think that guy was telling us to stop, but we're going. VIP, baby. Like Shay says, VIP parking is pretty much just parking wherever you want. Well, you guys know I normally always film wherever I go inside, but they don't take too kindly to videography at the gun show. Pulling out a camera at the gun show and starting to take video is a good way to instantly get kicked out. Well, it was Shay's birthday, so we did get her a weapon, and I'm very excited that I managed to talk her into getting a Walther PPK.
Name's Bond. James Bond.
Because I love James Bond. And yes, it's not the most practical gun. No, it's not the best deal. But let me tell you something, man. If you like firearms, and I really, really do, then guess what? The Walther PPK, if you grew up on James Bond and GoldenEye, the video game, it has a special place in your heart, all right? And while I've never been able to actually talk myself into buying a Walther PPK for myself, when it comes to buying a gun for Shay Lisi for her birthday, that's something I can do. The Walther PPK, guess what? That's a good birthday gun. I'm sure that I'm going to have a bunch of gun nuts in the comments going right now about yelling about why didn't she get a Glock, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going, you know what, man? Just, why don't you live a little? Why don't you have a little fun? Have a little fun. Life is fun, and you should have fun. Buy the PPK, all right? It's James Bond's gun. You got to. I love Walther PPKs for the same reason that I love Fat Boys from the 90s, because guess what? Arnold Schwarzenegger rode one in the Terminator. I love one for the same reason that I love FXRs, because I watch Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Guess what? I live a little, and maybe these things aren't perfect, but I have a lot more fun because I do it. So now we are the proud owners of a Walther PPK. Finally, I have wanted one literally since I was a little kid. You know what? I dare any of you. I dare anyone here who's in their late 20s or 30s who grew up playing GoldenEye and watching Pierce Brosnan and play James Bond in theaters, and you tell me if you like guns that you don't want a Walther PPK, because if you say that, you are a liar. I was also very, very close to purchasing a bullpup semi-automatic shotgun, but I didn't, only because I didn't recognize the person who made it. I didn't recognize the brand name, and I've owned several automatic shotguns over the years. The shotgun that I used for action shotgun was a Beretta 1201 FP with a Benelli action, so I'm used to having nice shotguns, and so when it comes to a semi-auto, you can definitely get a piece of crap. It was very cool looking though, and I guess since I named all the other guns I used to use, I should name the gun I used for Action 45. It was actually not a great brand name, so all my other ones were pretty awesome guns that were really well suited for their purpose. Like I had a Beretta shotgun for my action shotgun, and the Ruger 1022 and Mark II, of course, are classics for marksmanship guys, you know, unless you got the big money for a Thompson, but I didn't. The gun I used for action pistol was a lowly Norinco 1911 knockoff, and if you guys don't know, Norinco is a Chinese company that makes 1911 clones, although one of the more highly respected Chinese companies that makes 1911 clones. But when it comes to a 1911 is a 1911 is a 1911, and you know, you can spend the big money and walk out with the big dick with a Kimber or Springfield Armory or something like that. But at the end of the day, all the go fast trick parts are all interchangeable anyway. So all this fancy stuff that you could put on a Kimber or you could put on a Springfield Armory 1911, I could put all that stuff on Norinco as well. So that's what I did. We are in dire need of some AC and a cold beer. Coppertail Brewery has got them both.
Shay is finally cooled off to be a normal human, cooled off enough to be a normal human again. There are two things that get her real upset. That is being hot and being hungry, and actually a bunch of other stuff too. But you know what? Being a woman is pretty upsetting, so cut her some slack. Fish tacos, always good at Coppertail Brewery. Oh my god, it's so hot, but delicious. Actually, if you've never had buffalo cauliflower, it's freaking delicious. So I don't care what you say. I don't matter if it's vegan. Some people just don't eat vegan food because they're like, it's on principle. They're like, I would never eat that, it's vegan. Well, they don't try to make stuff taste bad, and buffalo cauliflower is the business. And hot. Oh my god, delicious. Also, fish dip. I don't know. I think in other places they don't eat fish dip. And some people, I tell them about it, and they get weirded out. They're just like, you mean you make a dip out of fish? Yes, and it's delicious. Smoked mullet, usually the fish of choice in fish dip. Whenever it's time to put stuff on crackers, it's all about crafting the perfect bite, baby. Just like fish dip, just like oysters, the cracker, the spicy, the onion. Oh my god, my mouth is watering now. The only thing we're missing is horseradish. Delicious.
Coppertail, as always, delicious, baby. Had a couple independent pilsners, some fish dip, some cauliflower, some buffalo cauliflower, and some fish tacos, and some dipshit with a Dynabolt parked his Japanese bike right next to my Made in America bike. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. It is absolutely brutally hot out. I'm full of fish. It's time to head to the fort and just bask in our bubble of AC till this sun goes down.
Uncle Dunkle's patented, guaranteed to work bat nip. Actually, it says it's not guaranteed to work, but we'll give it a whirl anyway. Oh, the bat nip sort of sort of smells like a cross between piss and Tostitos. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Anyway, I'm the eternal optimist, so even though my bird feeder isn't working, I rest assured that my bat house will absolutely work, even though pretty much everybody says it takes like a year for bats to get in there. But being an eternal optimist, I also am half in love with disappointment. So if you have any bat tips, please leave them down below. And till next time, y'all, keep it weird.